Hello, everyone. Welcome to Everything Arsenal. Man, that was a tough one. But we've actually made it to the fourth round draw. The draw will actually be in 20 minutes. So this will be a short live stream. And right after, I'll be live with the fourth round draw. So let's get through it very quickly. Really happy with that win. Performance-wise, like I was screaming for the final whistle. Like the last 30 minutes of that game, they were absolutely peppering us. Like, I don't even know how they didn't score. Ramsdale made a couple of very good saves. Kivio made a couple of very good blocks. Tomias was incredible today. Gabriel was incredible today. Defensively, I thought you were okay. Attacking-wise, disappointed a couple of players. But in a game like this, when you rotate like that, when you don't have Saka even on the bench, when you don't start with Jesus, you don't start with Odegaard, there's no Trossard, there's no Martinelli. Obviously, there's no Zinchenko in the starting lineup as well. There's no Saliba, there's no Raul, those guys, Reiss and Partey as well. In a game like this, whichever way you're going to win it, the third round, whether you win it 2-1 or you win it 5-4, 1-0, whichever way, just get through it and go to the next round. And then from the next round, you can start. A few of your better players will be back, the likes of Partey and the likes of Trossard, who might have been playing today. But the second half, absolutely scary. They could have scored. I didn't want penalties today because if they scored, there was actually going to be a penalty shootout, which I didn't want. But in a game like this, let's go with the starting lineup. Let's go with the how the lineup was today. This will be a quick one reminder because right after this there will be a Carabao Cup draw, so I will be live with that one as well. So we went with Ramsdale in goal. We went with Gabriel, Ben White, as I predicted with Kivio and Tomiyasu. Actually, I predicted everyone right apart from obviously our right wing, our youngster. So Gabriel, Ben White, Tomiyasu, Kivio. It was obvious that Gabriel was going to start because at the beginning of the season, there was 3-4 games he didn't start, so he's still fresh. Ben White is Ben White. Ben White is one of the most durable players since his days at Leeds, since his days at Brighton. Ben White always plays a lot of games. He also got subbed off. Tomiyasu at right back, he played really well today. Kivio at left back, and then in midfield, we went to Jorginho. Not the best performance, but if we look at how Jorginho's winning the second balls in midfield, I think he made 7 tackles in midfield if I counted them right. And I think in terms of duels, I saw him winning 90% of them. So in terms of performance in midfield, what Jorginho needed to do, I think he did great today. Didn't really give away the ball as much as he did against Tottenham. Havertz and Smith Rowe right in front of them. Really happy to see Smith Rowe finally starting. We need this 2021-2022 Smith Rowe back. We went with Eddie Nketiah, Nelson, and I think people have said we pronounce it as Sagoa or something. I don't know if it's Sagoa Jr. But yeah, the youngster. First start for Arsenal. Congratulations to him. Really happy to see him. And I think he actually did well. And then on the bench, Karl-Heinz, Zinchenko, Cedric, El Neni, Odegaard, Jesus, Walters, Kozia Duberry, and another new youngster, Sweet. You already know about Walters and Kozia Duberry, but Sweet never heard of him before. New youngster in the team. But for the rest of the bench, kind of what I expected. I thought Saka would be on the bench, but he didn't really have to. I thought this was my predicted lineup from 2 days ago. I actually thought that was the similar lineup we'd go for, apart from I thought Vieira was going to start, but it looks like Vieira was injured the other day when they were kicking him. And then on the bench, perfect as I wanted, just mix it up, have 3 or 4 youngsters, and then have the likes of Odegaard and Jesus in case things go wrong. You can bring them in. And we actually started the game perfectly well. Get an early goal, put them under pressure. Fantastic finish. Good work from Eddie Nketiah on the right side. Good cross from him. And Nelson had the composure to make it 1-0 very, very early in the game. And that's exactly what you need. In a game where it's a straight knockout, you need to take the lead, because if the other team takes the lead, then it becomes a bit of a problem. But Nelson, good finish. His first goal of the season. His goals last season were very important, especially the one he scored against Bournemouth. Very, very important. I was really happy to see him getting back on the score sheet. We missed him recently when he had that injury. So happy to have him in the team. Kete getting the assist. And 1-0 at the beginning of the game. Perfect. 7 minutes in, that is exactly what you need. 1-0. And then right after that, we had a couple of half chances. Smith Rowe had a very good chance, very good save from the goalkeeper. The Brentford goalkeeper could have been 2-0 to Arsenal. Havertz also made a clear one. So I was looking at everything. I was really looking at everything, trying to look at every positive. Tomiyasu blocked so many shots today. Absolutely incredible performance defensively by Tomiyasu. I think he literally cleared proper blocks that were going in, 3 or 4 of them. So Tomiyasu first half, second half was incredible. And then Visa, man, I'll never forget Visa from Brentford. He was all over the place today. Like, he was absolutely scaring me. Like, he was all over the place today. Like, he could have had like a hat trick today. So I'm glad that our defenders turned up today. Yes, we are giving them a lot of chances, but you would expect the like rotated team and all. But defensively, I think we dealt with it well. Yes, Ramsdale gave away a couple of poor clearances, but in terms of saves, once again, and just a reminder how good Ramsdale is in terms of shot stopping. There's a couple of saves that Ramsdale made there that were absolutely incredible. Like especially the one from I think from Visa, it was definitely going in. The one that Ramsdale saved and it hit the post, absolutely fantastic goalkeeping. GABRIEL as well in the second half had a couple of blocks too. Tomiyasu as well blocked a shot from Visa. All of them proper defending. And then we actually brought on Zinchenko and Jesus for Sago and Ben White. And then later on we brought on El Neni and Odegaard, first appearance for El Neni in a long time. Smith Rowe and Nelson went off, and then later on Cedric came on for Eddie Nketiah. So second half, first half, really happy that we were trying to create a few chances here and there, Smith Rowe, Nketiah, Nelson. But second half, let's be honest, second half, Brentford were the better team. They could have scored 2 or 3 goals, but the defenders did a great job. Now, a game like this, obviously, sometimes I'm worried about the performance like against Fulham. I'm not happy with the performance like that. I'm not happy with the performance like against Tottenham in the second half, for example. But today, a game like this, you just need to win. Just go to the 4th round. You just need to win. That's all you need. And I think after you win that first game, the 4th round is now 16 teams remaining. It's only 16 teams remaining. And I'm just watching Man City right now. Man City are out. So whenever Man City go out, I've never, like, when was the last time Man City actually went out in the 3rd round? Long time. Whenever Man City go out, all of a sudden that's a competition that anyone can win. Also out and all those guys. So let's see how it goes. But I'm doing this quickly, by the way, because the draw is about to start. So we'll be back live with another draw. Let me see what you guys are saying. Really just happy that you got the win. That's all you need. And another thing about Arsenal and away games, here goes another away game that we've kept another clean sheet. Like away from home, we never concede goals. Away to Everton, clean sheet. Away to Crystal Palace, clean sheet. Today, clean sheet. At home, we tend to make so many mistakes. We give the opposition so many chances. We concede 2 or 3 goals every single home game. Away from home, even if the other team puts us under so much pressure like Brentford did in the second half, we still managed to keep a clean sheet. We still managed to get out of there with a win. So I'm actually glad that our next 2 games as well are away from home. This weekend, we are playing against Bournemouth away from home. Last time we went there, won 3-0, so that's a good fixture for us. And then after that, we're going to have Lens away from home. So good thing that you're going to have 2 away games in a row. We tend to do better away from home. We tend to be keeping clean sheets. We don't open up against as much as we do at home, which is good. But we finally got the victory. The Carabao Cup is a competition you never do well in. This season, I predicted Arsenal to win the Carabao Cup, so it would have been a disaster if we went out in the first round. Estosa says, thank God we won. Driller says, hi, dude, I'm happy about the results. Congratulations, my Gunners. Also, thanks, Glenn, for every update. I appreciate it. Say something about that young boy, a great junior, please. We'll talk about him in the player ratings. Welcome back, Eleni says, Lovato. Now the boys really performed classy. I mean, I don't know about classy. Defenders and the goalkeeper, perfect. Like, especially Tomiyasu, my goodness. I think Tomiyasu and Kivia saved that much for us, and Ramsdale as well. They could have been like 3 goals for Brentford in that second half. Happy to see Smith Rowe back, absolutely. Good work for Kivia. Today I'm impressed with Tomiyasu performance. I don't know what others are saying. Says blessing. Really happy with this performance. Wiki says the lineup was according to your last prediction. Now I was just saying that this was today's lineup, this one that I have on screen right now, but they say this was the lineup that I wanted 2 days ago. So the difference was Vieira not starting. We went to Sago Jr., so I only missed up with one, so that's why I put it on screen. I'm glad we are through, says Gilbert. Yeah, that's all that matters right now. Just get the win and go through. Mary says, good job. Let's see. Arsenal has improved their away games, but consider silly goals at home, says Wiz. Absolutely. At home, we don't even concede 1. We usually concede like 2 or even 3 sometimes. So away from home, these days count. I mean, we still win games at home. I mean, we still win them. Like every time we play Man United at home, we win. Last season, we beat Liverpool at home. We beat Tottenham at home. We beat Man United at home. We beat Chelsea at home. We still win the home games. But I'm saying in terms of conceding goals, we do concede. But away from home, we just keep clean every single time, which is good. At least we made it to the 4th round. Congratulations, says Musa. That is what we need. Any team put on field, they must show their Gunners, says Wiz. Injury should leave our players, says Prince. Luckily, they're back. This weekend, I think Declan Rice could be back. I wouldn't start him anyway. I think we can still survive without Declan Rice this weekend because after that, the next week we have Man City. That is when I need Declan Rice. That is when I need Partey. That is when I need Trossard and Martinelli, all those guys. For this weekend, we can still survive with Jesus and Saka and Odegaard. We can still win that game without the likes of Partey and Rice. I think we can still win it. First and foremost, congratulations, says Blessing. Let me come to a few more and then I go to the player ratings. I'm doing this quickly because I'm coming back for the draw. The draw is in like 10 minutes time. How many rounds are there in the Carabao Cup? So the round that we've played, the third round, there are 32 teams. So the next round is the last 16. So quarterfinals is 5th round, semi-final is 6th round. So 7 rounds. Yeah, so this was the third round, I think. Yeah, you need to play 5 games to win the competition. So if you win 4 games, you're going to Wembley in the final. So you need to win 5 games to win the Carabao Cup. We've won 1. Not 5 because the semi-final is 2 legs, home and away. So let's say 6, but it's 5 rounds for you to win the trophy. But I think 2 games in the semi-final, home and away. Thank you, Gilbert, for watching. Abbas says, well, so Holding sold permanently. Yes, he was. I watched him yesterday against Man United. He was terrible. So I'm actually kind of happy that he went. So, I watched him yesterday. I've watched Lokonga for Luton. I've watched Tavares for Nottingham. They've not looked good. So I'm kind of like, yeah, I don't think they would have helped us a lot this season. They performed well and good, says Naomi. Gabriel Magalhaes was on point. He silenced Mbeumo, and Mbeumo was like the pace was scary as well. I like Tomiyasu's performance, says Labo. Speaking of Tomiyasu's performance, let's go to the player rating. So Brentford 0, Arsenal 1 player ratings. Let's start with Ramsdale back in the starting lineup once again. You could see he made a couple of mistakes in the first half, like kicking the ball out and all that. But you could see he was desperate to make a couple of good saves and to prove us. But for me, I still love Ramsdale. I still do think he's one of the best goalkeepers in the league, even if he is on the bench. Because in terms of shot stopping, I don't think many people can beat Ramsdale. In the other stuff like kicking and aerial balls, maybe you can get better goalkeepers. But in terms of shot stopping, I still believe if you put Alisson, if you put Ray, if you put Ramsdale, and you take 20 shots against them, I still believe Ramsdale is going to make more saves. He's a very good goalkeeper in terms of shot stopping, like you saw today. So today he made a very good save, I think, from Visa. He also made another one like around the 76th minutes as well. 2-3 very good saves today, Aaron Ramsdale. He kept a clean sheet, so I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Let's see if he's going to start the next game. I doubt, but let's see. I mean, you never know. Like the way we are going, I'd not be surprised to see Ramsdale playing against Bournemouth, and then Raya back in the Champions League and Man City game. I don't know what's going to happen. So Ramsdale gets an 8 for today. Right back was Tomiyasu. Tomiyasu was absolutely incredible. I think he blocked like 3 shots, like 3 proper blocks, not the one that the ball just hits you. No, he actually went and blocked the ball. Fantastic. He also kept a clean sheet. So this is pretty high, but I was really impressed with his performance. I'm going to give Tomiyasu a 9 out of 10. I think he's one of the candidates for man of the match. So the last game he started for us against Crystal Palace. We all know that he was a bit shaky. He got a red card. But today, let me just check his stats. He got 6 clearances, 3 blocked shots, 1 tackle as well. He won 3 out of 4 aerial deals, completed 4 out of 8 long balls. And then in terms of accurate passes, 84%. Impressed by Tomiyasu's performance today, 9 out of 10 for him. Next up, Gabriel, I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Another one who put in a couple of good blocks today, kept the clean sheet. I'm happy he's back to being a regular in our team. He missed a couple of few games at the beginning of the season. I wanted him to start today because he's not as tired as the other players. The likes of Saliba have played every single game, plus for France. Gabriel has only played like 3-4 games for Arsenal, plus 2 for Brazil. He missed like 2-3 of the first games of the season, so I was happy with him starting. 8 out of 10, very good defensively, because Brentford, that second half, they were missing a lot of chances. If you were playing like a Man City, they would have scored like 3 or 4 goals. But defensively, they're really good, all of the defenders today. So Gabriel gets an 8. Kivio, he basically cleared the ball off the line. That was 1-1. Very good for a defender. It's not all about physicality and how you can head the ball out and just tackling. It's not all about that. Just as for a striker as well, yes, it's about scoring the goals, but also we look at your positioning. How often are you getting into good positions? Even if you miss chances, are you getting yourself into good positions? Sometimes you go to the front post, sometimes you go to the back post, sometimes you cut in, all that for a striker. For a defender, we also look at your reading of the game. And in that situation, there was no one who was telling Kivior the ball is going here. He looked at Ramsdale. Ramsdale had gone off his line a bit, and Kivior had the intelligence of actually going back to the line and knowing that the ball could come there, and it actually came there and he cleared it. So 8 out of 10 for Kivior. Fantastic defending today. Happy that Ben White went off early, so I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think he went out around the 65th minute. But when he's on the pitch, I did notice he gave away the ball like a couple of times. He's a very durable player. Like Ben White can play every single game for you. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for today. Now, this is where some people might disagree, because I've seen some people saying Jorginho's not good enough. No. Jorginho today in midfield, he put in 7 tackles. Let me just this is from what I watched, but let me just confirm with the stats. Jorginho, let me just confirm. I'm sure he put in like 7 or 8 very good tackles. Let's see. Yeah. 7 tackles in midfield. That is brilliant. And I think he only gave away the ball once. 7 tackles plus 7 out of 8 ground duels won. That is what you need from your defensive midfielder. That is exactly what you need. So I'm going to give Jorginho today an 8 out of 10. Midfield-wise, he won every single second ball. Like sometimes you might disagree, but just go and rewatch the game. And if you just focus on Jorginho, you'll see how many balls he won for us in midfield, a lot of them. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10. Good way to bounce back. He was also our captain today. Good way to bounce back from the other game against Tottenham, because that was one of the worst mistakes I've ever seen. Next up is Smith Rowe. I mean, he had a very good chance, but I think he did well in terms of his first start in a long time. He was dribbling well. He was winning the second balls as well. He was getting himself into good positions. He's very comfortable in terms of going past players. He can definitely do it. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Now, this is always so hard, man. It's going to be so hard to be rating Havertz throughout the season, because in terms of going forward, not that much. But in terms of defensively, like Brentford got like a few corners and a few free kicks in dangerous areas, and Havertz actually cleared them for us, and he's not a defender. So if you look at that, if you look at this defensive work today, Havertz, I'm going to give him a 7. But in terms of going forward, it's like maybe a 5 or a 6. So between there is like a 6 or a 6.5, but I don't usually give halves. Did he play 90 minutes? I think he played 90 minutes. I mean, it's not, we're still not seeing what you need to see in terms of attacking, but I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. It's a 7 going down to a 6.5, not going down to a 7.5, because of his defensive work. Like, his defensive work was good today, but still his attacking work today, not really impressed at too much, but he didn't really make any mistakes, like giving away the ball or anything. Every time he got the ball, I think he made the right pass. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. Next up, Nelson. Nelson scored a good goal. Went quite a bit in the second half, but he got to a winning goal. So I'm going to give him an 8 out of 10 for today. I'm happy to see him back in the starting lineup. Our youngster, Segoe Jr., I think he actually looked good. He looked very good in terms of... he looks brave, like he can actually take on players. He did well in the right wing. I don't think at any time I felt like, oh my goodness, we need to take this kid off and bring in an experienced player because you're going to concede. I don't really think so. So I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10 for today. He was on for, or how many minutes? He was on for 67 minutes. So just like Ben White, I'm going to give them a 7 out of 10. Eddie Nketiah. Now for Eddie Nketiah, there's a couple of situations where maybe now I can agree with you guys. Sometimes like those half chances, like if you make a better turn, if you maybe have like an Osimhen, you can make a better turn and score. I do get that. I'm not happy that a few of his turns and a bit of confidence. You need you to like go for it, like go past the player. Sometimes he was losing the ball too easily, poor decisions in the box. But I'm going to give him a 7 because he got the assist. I think he did good work to get the assist. So 7 out of 10. But a couple of 7s here. I feel like he could be lucky to get that 7. It could be a 6. Let me know if you would give Nketiah a 6 or a 7 out of 10. Players from the bench, Jesus. I mean, he did okay. I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for Jesus. Zinchenko actually came on and did well defensively. So I am going to give him Zinchenko. I'm going to give him a 7 out of 10. I think he did well after he came on defensively. Who else came on? The others weren't on for too long. El Neni is back. I mean, El Neni actually did things. He actually did things like in the opposition box. He was trying to cross to assist. He was trying to shoot. He had a couple of good shots as well. So for those 10 minutes, I was actually happy with El Neni. So 6 out of 10. Could be a 6.5 actually. I think he didn't do anything wrong. He actually impressed when he came on. Who else came on? Odegaard. You know, whenever Odegaard comes on like today, you could just see like the the control is right there right away. Like when him and Jesus came on, like we could control the ball for a little more while. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10 for today. Odegaard, Cedric came on for the last 10 minutes and he actually cleared the ball nicely. So I'm going to give him a 6 out of 10. A couple of aerial balls. Mikel Arteta, I think 7 out of 10. We went through with a much rotated team, 1-0 victory, clean sheet. I think I'd be happy with that. So that is the match reaction and player ratings for Arsenal against Brentford. Let me take a couple of more comments. I'll be back live like in a few minutes because the draw is happening soon. RK says, how are you doing? I'm doing good. There was something off about Zinchenko tonight. Really, I didn't think so. So to be honest, though, I can't lie to you. The last 10 minutes I was just so nervous. Maybe I missed a couple of things. Great defensive performance tonight. We go again, says Dati. Was really impressed by Jorginho's performance. He controlled the entire midfield blocks. You're right, Dati. See you in a few minutes. The draw is happening soon. Thank you for watching. Catch up with you in a few minutes.